next piece, Elegy for a Young American, was written in 1964, and it was a piece written to reflect upon the different emotions that were experienced through the assassination of President Kennedy. Sort of going through the grief process of denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. And throughout this piece, you're going to hear some quotes from President Kennedy by Casey Hernandez. And I'm going to ask him to come up at this time. So this is Elegy for a Young American.
John Fitzgerald Kennedy was the 35th President of the United States. He was born on May 29, 1917, and died on November 22, 1963, at the age of 46. Jack, as Kennedy was called, and Jackie were married on September 12, 1953, at St. Mary's Church in Newport, Rhode Island. Reflecting on the popularity of Jackie, President Kennedy said, "I am the man who accompanied Jacqueline Kennedy to Paris, and I have enjoyed it." In one of the president's speeches, he said, "Let us not seek the Republican answer or the Democrat answer, but the right answer. Let us not seek to fix the blame for the past. Let us accept our own responsibility for the future." In Kennedy's inaugural address on January 20th, 1961, he said, "Let the world go forth from this time and place to friend and foe alike, that the torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans, born in this century, tempered by war, disciplined by the hard and bitter peace." He also gave this famous quote, "My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country." The path we have chosen for the present is full of hazards, as all paths are. The cost of freedom is always high, but Americans have always paid it. And one path we shall never choose, and that is the path of surrender or submission. Peace is a daily, a weekly, a monthly process, gradually changing opinions, slowly eroding old barriers, quietly building new structures. We choose to go to the moon and do other things, not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that goal will serve to organize and measure the best of our energies and skills. Because that challenge is one we are willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win. In that very real sense, it will not be one man going to the moon. It will be an entire nation, for all of us must work to put him there. Our progress as a nation can be no swifter than our progress in education. The human mind is our fundamental resource. On November 22nd, 1963, President Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. In the words of President Kennedy, for in the final analysis, our most basic common link is that we all inhabit this small planet. We all breathe the same air, we all cherish our children's futures, and we are all mortal.